Recam is a new carbon material. It is hydrophobic, uninflammable, inert, and its specific weight ranges between 0.002 and 0.01 grams per cubic centimetre. Recam is an eco-friendly material and has been certified by international research institutes and the Italian Ministry of the Environment. There are several types of Recam that each have their own specific purpose. Among these, Recam Re40 has proved particularly efficient in the removal of oil products by means of incorporation. In this experiment, we observe how Recam Re40 instantly acts and incorporates oil in its nanostructure, avoiding all future possibilities for the oil to be re-released into the water. Recam Re25 also behaves ferromagnetically and can be employed not only in the treatment of hydrocarbons, but also in the energy sector. After incorporating the oil, Recam Re25 can be moved and gathered up from the body of water thanks to an electromagnetic field. For large-scale applications, Recam is distributed over the body of water, thus creating a uniform and homogeneous barrier. It is then impossible for the spilt oil to come through this barrier. Thanks to its hydrophobic and structural characteristics, the Recam barrier maintains its compactness and its continuity even in the presence of waves. Once the spillage of hydrocarbons has been confined, Recam is distributed over the contaminated area. Recam is completely non-toxic. It can be produced in large quantities on ships and platforms and is ready for immediate use, thus eliminating transportation and storage expenses. It is dry and cold produced, and its production does not require any particular machinery or energy sources. 80 tons of Recam can be produced daily in an area that measures 1,100 square feet. The incorporation process is immediate, total, and permanent. Proof of this is the fact that the water treated with Recam does not show any sign of iridescence. In the event of crude oil spillages at extreme depths, Recam works with a simple injection system that employs perforated pipes. While slowly rising to the surface, Recam incorporates the oil, bringing it back to the surface where it will be easily collected. If used in fresh water, such water can still be used for human purposes after being treated with Recam. Recam has proved to be efficient in both freshwater and seawater. Recam can be scooped up from the surface of the water with nets or other mechanical systems. Once incorporated by Recam, the hydrocarbons won't be released anymore. This is why Recam can be retrieved with the same results after just a few minutes or after months of its being used. Recam is a regenerable product, and its use does not produce waste. One way to retrieve Recam is by means of combustion. In this way, thermal energy is produced with a high economic value. During combustion, Recam does not undergo any structural alteration, and, being an inert material, it doesn't release gases. This material absorbs thermal energy, so it remains cold and can be touched with bare hands even at temperatures over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. After the combustion process is over, Recam can be immediately reused to retrieve more oil. As further proof of its complete efficiency, even when subject to centrifugation, RECAM does not release the previously incorporated hydrocarbons. The oil that's been collected by RECAM can then be retrieved by mechanical pressure. The pressure applied on the material modifies its nanostructure, and the oil is released, completely free of any water content. This way, the contaminating agent becomes a resource once again, thus creating obvious advantages both from an economic and an environmental point of view. RECAM can be effectively used to clean solid surfaces that have been contaminated by oil. This is an immediate dry process, which means it does not require the use of water or other solvents. As you can see, the oil is immediately caught by RECAM, which is then easily removed with a sponge. In this image, on the other hand, the use of the sponge alone, without RECAM, only results in making the stain bigger. RECAM can be employed for several purposes: the cleaning of shores, oil tankers, storage tanks, and even animals that have been victims of oil spillages. RECAM can also be employed as a filtering material. It works by force of gravity, so it does not need pumps or any kind of energy. The filtering process performed by RECAM is particularly recommended for the removal of organic substances, hydrocarbons, PCBs, chlorinated solvents, boron, hexavalent chromium, arsenic, cyanide, and other recalcitrant contaminants. The bactericidal and bacteriostatic properties of RECAM make it a particularly interesting product for water treatment in developing countries. RECAM is definitive, immediate, inert, regenerable, eco-friendly, easy to use, inexpensive,